Hey guys, I'm Marty Geek. In this video, I wanted to share my review of the Nintendo Switch 2 years later after the initial release. Now, keep in mind, today is March the 3rd, which makes it 2 years since the initial release. So I decided to go ahead and make this little video for you guys just in case you're still holding off, thinking, hey, should I buy? Is it a good time to buy the Nintendo Switch in 2019? So here are my thoughts about the Nintendo Switch 2 years later. So let's go ahead and get started. So my number one thing that I love about the Nintendo Switch is that it's the only hybrid console out there in the market. And for me, the Nintendo Switch since day one has been my portable device. Yes, it comes with a dock that you could connect it to the TV and play your video games just like you would on any conventional console. But guess what? Since day one, my Nintendo Switch has been my portable device. And the only reason I use the dock for is to just charge my Nintendo Switch overnight or to do video gameplay captures for you guys on my YouTube channel. That's it. Other than that, my Nintendo Switch is my portable device, but for you, it can be whatever you want. What I also like is that you can easily customize your Nintendo Switch by buying separate colors of JoyCons, and it's very cool. You can also combine the JoyCons left and right, different colors. That is really cool, and I really like it. So far, after 2 years, I only have two separate type of color Joy-Cons, the white ones and the red ones, and that's it. But it would have been nice if Nintendo actually released a lot more Joy-Cons. Maybe I would have bought some more Joy-Cons so far by now, but so far the ones that I have is the red and white ones, and I really love it. The back cover is very easily customizable, so you could go out on Amazon and buy different type of covers in the back and just customize it. Like you see here in the video, my back cover is actually white, and the dock is very easily customizable as well. You could buy the D brand skins, which is the way that I have my dock customized. Red and white is with D brand skin, and I really like it. So yeah, one thing that I really love about the Nintendo Switch is that it is easily customizable. What I also like, of course, since the Nintendo Switch is a hybrid console and you can separate the Joy-Cons, you can easily play with separate Joy-Cons or give your Joy-Cons to your buddy and you can play with another Joy-Cons. That is very cool. And the fact that you could use a Pro controller or any third-party controller and use it like that with your system when it's docked, that's really cool as well. And of course, the other thing that I like about the Nintendo Switch is that you can upgrade the storage using micro SD cards. Right now, the Nintendo Switch is actually compatible up to 2 terabyte cards, but that doesn't even exist. Just recently, SanDisk announced a 1 terabyte card, which is not out right now as I'm making this video, but that's going to be expensive. So far, the card that I have in my system is a 400 gigabyte card. Before that, I had a 200 gigabyte card, and I think I also had a 128 gigabyte card. But the card that I have right now on my Nintendo Switch is actually 400 gigabytes, and it's pretty cool because it's not even halfway up filled already. But with all the games that come out and downloadable games, if you're one of those that like buying just downloadable games, it's gonna be filling up really fast depending on the storage that you have. Also, what I like is the battery life. So far, the battery life for me after 2 years, I gotta say I'm still getting good battery life off my system. I've been easily getting over 3 hours of gameplay, basically no matter what game I play. I'm getting over 3 hours of battery life, which is really cool. And of course, if you're playing one of those indie games, most of the times it will last you over 4 hours. But for me, I've been getting around 3 hours of battery life on almost every single game I play. And the cool thing is, since it charges via USB-C, the charger that I've been using in the last 2 years to charge my console when I'm on the go is basically my cell phone's charger, because I'm using the Samsung device with fast charging, and it charges the system really easily. So yeah, that's another cool thing that I like about the system. And of course, if you haven't known by now, the screen on the Nintendo Switch is actually 6.2 inches. And Nintendo, of course, since day one, they claimed that the Nintendo Switch was supposed to run games in 720p when you're on the go and 1080p on the TV when you connect it to the TV. But it hasn't been like that very constantly. Some games do run less than 720p on portable mode, including TV mode. Sometimes they run less than 1080p as well. But for me, after 2 years, I have to say that the games that run the best on the Nintendo Switch is Nintendo Switch exclusive games. Games made by Nintendo Switch. Those are the games that for me in the last 2 years, they run the best and look the best on the Nintendo Switch. And I'm going to give right now my top 10 games that in my personal opinion, I believe are my favorite 10 games since the last 2 years for the Nintendo Switch are as follows. My number 10 game is Fortnite, because thanks to the Nintendo Switch, I actually got to play Fortnite. And ever since I've been playing Fortnite, I haven't stopped playing it. Every season that comes out, I go back and play Fortnite, and it actually runs really damn good on the Nintendo Switch. So for me, one of the free games that I played the most on the Nintendo Switch is actually Fortnite. My number 9 game is both games of South Park. Even though the only game that you can buy physically is Fractured But Whole, but you can also buy the Stick of Truth via digital only. And I just love these South Park games. So for me, and they run really, really good on the Nintendo Switch. My number 8 is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Runs great on the Nintendo Switch. It looks awesome as well. It's hunting monsters. Looks really, really damn great. Starlink is awesome on the Nintendo Switch. I really love it. I love the fact that it has a whole bunch of Star Fox content in it, and there's more content coming out on April. I also love Bayonetta 2. Runs awesome, amazing, beautifully on the Nintendo Switch. But of course, it's a port, but it looks really damn good on the Nintendo Switch. My number 5 game is Super Smash Brothers. It looks great on the Nintendo Switch. Amazing fights, amazing characters. It is really, really beautiful. Number 4, Pokemon Let's Go. The one that I got was actually Let's Go Pikachu. I really loved it. Number 3, Mario plus Rabbids. Amazing game. Loved it. And I also bought the DLC that came with Donkey Kong content. Loved it. One of my favorite games ever on the Nintendo Switch. And my number 2, Super Mario Odyssey. Amazing, beautiful game, great platforming, and great, amazing graphics. And my number 1 game is Zelda. After these 2 years, I gotta say, there's still no better game than Zelda Breath of the Wild. It looks really good. For me, in my opinion, it's a masterpiece. So yes, those are my top 10 games on the Nintendo Switch. And like you see right there, most of the games are exclusive Nintendo games. And I could keep mentioning exclusive Nintendo games that work better here than any ported third-party games like Mario Aces, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. ARMS is another game that looks amazing on the Nintendo Switch. Splatoon 2 looks great on the Nintendo Switch. So I could keep on mentioning games that for me looks better than third-party multi-platform games, and it's Nintendo. Nintendo games are the best games that run on the system. So now let's go and talk about the things that I think that Nintendo could improve, or the things that I don't like so far about the Nintendo Switch after 2 years. And I've got to say, of course, the kickstand still sucks. After 2 years, the kickstand is very horrible. I barely use the kickstand because most of the times when I try to use the kickstand, it just pops off. So I barely use it. And honestly, I just use the kickstand to take in and out my SD card. That's it. The other thing that I hate about the Nintendo Switch is that still 2 years later, you cannot save offline your save files. Right now, Nintendo Switch last year started selling the online services, which is $20 a year. That's what I'm paying. There's also a service for 3 months and a service for 1 month and a family service. I don't know the amount of it, but the one that I'm paying for is $20 a year. And the reason I'm paying it is because it lets you save your save files online to the cloud. So that way, if you lose your console, if you break your console, guess what? Your save files are saved in the cloud. That's the only reason I'm paying the $20 a year for the service. Other than that, you do get some free games, super old Nintendo games. I don't even touch them. I don't really care about for those games. But yes, you do get a lot of free games, but they're very, very old games that I really don't care for. But the only reason that I'm actually paying $20 a year is not to play online and not for those free games, is to save my files online. So that way, if my system breaks or I lose my system, I can still download them to a new console. If you're not doing that and you lose your system, you're doomed. Okay, so that's one thing that I really hate about the Nintendo Switch. Another thing is that there's a lot of ports. There's a lot of ported old games. For me, that's okay. But the problem is that a lot of these ported games do not run good. Like I was saying before, some games should be running at 720p, right? In portable mode, but they're not. Like, for example, Doom and Wolfenstein 2, those are two great games that I like. And they're not running at 720p when you play them on the go. And just like those games, there's a lot of games that also run like a 640p on the go, which kind of sucks, but you kind of get used to it. But still, for me, it's a negative. And the fact that a lot of these ported games, even though they're very old, a lot of times they're very expensive too. They come out for $60, $40 when they're like $20 in the other consoles. That really sucks, which a lot of people are calling it like the Nintendo tax because of the cartridges. They're a lot more expensive than the disc, so they have to tag on like $10 extra for $10 or $5 for putting the games physically. Yes, we're getting good games. Like, for example, Mortal Kombat 11 is actually coming to the Nintendo Switch at the same time as on the consoles. But other than that, most of the games that come out late, and they're ported, and they don't run good on Nintendo Switch compared to the Nintendo exclusive games. And of course, another thing that I've had to get used to is that not expecting all the multi-platform games to be on the Nintendo Switch like on day one. Like, for example, Resident Evil 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, The Division 2, Sekiro Shadow Dies Twice. A lot of those games that are gonna be really good game on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. You gotta get used to 2 years from now that, okay, they're not coming to the Nintendo Switch. So if I want to play them, I gotta either have a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So when you're a Nintendo Switch owner, you gotta get used to that. Another thing, 2 years later, and we still have no Netflix application. We do have a Hulu and a YouTube application, which is really cool. But the reason I would love to see a Netflix application is because Netflix actually lets you download movies offline, so you can watch your movies like that. And I would love to see if Netflix going to allow that on the Nintendo Switch, because on the Nintendo Switch, like I said, it's my portable device, and most of the times I'm on the go. So it would be cool if I can download the movies there, and that would be awesome. But right now we only have two applications, media applications, which is YouTube and Hulu. That's it. Other than that, I also like the fact that you can record videos and take pictures with a specific button on the Nintendo Switch. That is really cool. I do that for a lot of games, and I share the clips on Twitter and on Instagram. That is really cool. The problem is that not every game actually lets you record video, including Nintendo games. Like, for example, Smash Brothers, it won't let you record videos, and that sucks because sometimes I do like a badass fight or a very nice finish and I want to share it. I can't do it. Sometimes I remember back in the day in Fortnite, you used to record video, and then Epic decided to cut the video capability recording because to improve the performance of the game, and so now we can't record videos we're using the button. So that, for me, I like when all the games do record videos, but some of the games do not record videos. So basically that's it. Those are all the things that I like and don't like about the Nintendo Switch. And right now, the Nintendo Switch is still available for $299, which is basically the same price it was 2 years ago. There hasn't been huge discounts. The only discounts you're gonna get is if you get a bundle. For example, there's some bundles with Mario Kart, some bundles I think with Splatoons, games bundles like that. You can actually get it. Other than that, the system is still going on for $299. There's been rumors that we might get a more powerful Pro Control console this year from the Nintendo Switch. If that's true, that would be awesome. There's also rumors that this year we might be getting Xbox games on the system thanks to Xbox Game Pass. That's another rumors that at the moment of this video, it is just rumors. But if that happens, that's going to be like the cherry on top for the Nintendo Switch for me. But other than that, I gotta say, after 2 years, I am still loving my Nintendo Switch, and it's the console that I use the most because at home I'm recording videos for you guys, and on the go I'm playing my Nintendo Switch. And of course, it sucks that we can't get all the multi-platform games that I wish I could play on the go, but I really enjoy the Nintendo Switch the way it is right now. And if it gets better with a Pro console, that would be like the cherry on top for me. I would even love it more. So guys, that's it for this video. Should you buy a Nintendo Switch in 2019? Honestly, I believe yes. I believe you should buy them. And just to keep in mind, for me, in my opinion, the best games that run on the Nintendo Switch 2 years later, games from Nintendo like Mario, Zelda, Smash Brothers, games that are exclusive to Nintendo. Those are the games, for me, in my opinion, run the best on the Nintendo Switch. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the Nintendo Switch so far in the past 2 years. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.